Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The DTC P0138 pertains to a high-voltage condition in the secondary heated oxygen sensor HO2S circuit of the Honda Civic models from 2011 to 2015. This issue can lead to improper air-fuel mixture adjustments and affect the vehicle's emissions control system. The secondary HO2S is responsible for monitoring the effectiveness of the catalytic converter by measuring the oxygen levels in the exhaust gases. It is located downstream of the catalytic converter in the exhaust system and connects to the engine control module, ECM. This DTC indicates a potential failure in the sensor 2 circuit, prompting further investigation into the wiring, the sensor itself, or the ECM. Addressing this DTC is important to ensure compliance with emissions regulations and maintain vehicle performance. The DTC P0138 specifically indicates an issue with the secondary heated oxygen sensor, HO2S, which measures oxygen levels in exhaust gases post-catalytic converter. This component plays a crucial role in ensuring efficient combustion and optimizing the engine's performance, while also maintaining compliance with emission standards. The secondary HO2S is physically located downstream in the exhaust system, allowing it to assess the output after the catalytic converter processes the exhaust gases. This sensor transmits data to the engine control module, ECM, which uses the information to adjust fuel delivery and ignition timing. Therefore, a fault in this sensor or its circuitry can lead to poor fuel economy and increased emissions. Diagnosing and repairing the issue promptly is essential for preserving the vehicle's performance and compliance with environmental standards. Several potential causes can lead to the DTC P0138 being triggered in a Honda Civic. A primary cause could be a faulty secondary heated oxygen sensor, which may not accurately measure oxygen levels in the exhaust, contributing to incorrect readings. Another significant cause is an open circuit within the wiring that connects the sensor to the engine control module, ECM, which can disrupt communication and lead to high-voltage signals. Furthermore, issues can also arise from the ECM itself, including outdated software that can affect the performance of the sensor readings. Identifying the exact source of the issue is vital for effective troubleshooting and repair, ensuring that both the vehicle's performance and emissions integrity are restored. When the DTC P0138 is active, several symptoms may manifest, indicating a problem within the secondary HO2S circuit. First and foremost, the check engine light, CEL, will illuminate on the dashboard, prompting the driver to initiate diagnostics. Additionally, drivers may notice a decline in fuel economy, as the vehicle's engine management may not be functioning optimally when the HO2S readings are faulty. This inefficiency in combustion can also lead to increased emissions levels, potentially causing the vehicle to fail emissions tests. Other symptoms may include rough engine idle or hesitation during acceleration, both of which emphasize the need for immediate attention to the DTC P0138. Understanding these symptoms can help guide drivers in addressing the issue promptly. The first troubleshooting step begins with turning the ignition switch to the on position 2, which allows the vehicle's electronic systems to power up. After this, it is essential to clear the DTC using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to reset the vehicle's error codes. This process enables you to start fresh and determine if the fault is persistent or an intermittent issue. Once the DTC is cleared, the next task is to start the engine and hold the engine speed at 3,000 RPM without any load until the radiator fan activates, indicating that the engine is operating at an elevated temperature. During this process, it is crucial to check the HO2S S2 output voltage in the data list with the HDS to see if the voltage remains at or above 1.27 volts. If the voltage is stable at this level, it suggests that the failure can be replicated, prompting movement to step 2. Alternatively, if the voltage fluctuates or falls below 1.27 volts, it indicates an intermittent failure, suggesting that there may be loose connections or poor terminal contacts at the secondary HO2S or the ECM that need to be inspected. For the second troubleshooting step, begin by turning the ignition switch to the lock position, 0, to ensure all electronic systems are powered down. Next, disconnect the 4-pin connector from the secondary heated oxygen sensor, HO2S, which facilitates direct access to inspect the connections. After disconnecting the connector, connect terminals A and B with a jumper wire. In this case, terminal A is the white wire, number 1, and terminal B is the black wire, number 2, of the secondary HO2S connector. The purpose of this jumper is to simulate the signal that the HO2S would provide, allowing the technician to verify the output voltage. Once the connections are secured, turn the ignition switch to the on position, again, without starting the engine. At this stage, it's crucial to check the HO2S S2 output voltage again using the HDS to see if it remains at or above 1.27 volts. A stable reading indicates that the HO2S circuit is functioning correctly, warranting progression to troubleshooting step 3. Conversely, if the voltage is still inadequate, it suggests that the secondary HO2S may need replacement before moving on to repair verification. The third troubleshooting step involves checking for potential open circuits in the SO2SG line, which is a crucial component connecting the secondary heated oxygen sensor HO2S to the engine control module, ECM. Begin by turning the ignition switch to the lock position, 0, to ensure all systems are inactive. Next, remove the previously connected jumper wire from the secondary HO2S connector. At this point, connect terminals A and B of the secondary HO2S 4P connector using a jumper wire. Terminal A is the white wire, number 1, and terminal B should connect to the body ground. This connection is critical for assessing whether the SO2SG line is intact without any breaks or interruptions. Again, turn the ignition switch to the on position, 2, and use the HDS to check the HO2S S2 output voltage in the data list. If the voltage remains steady, at or above 1.27 volts, it indicates that the SO2SG wire is functioning correctly, allowing for progression to the next step. However, if the voltage is low, it signifies an open circuit in the SO2SG wire that needs repair before progressing further. The fourth troubleshooting step further examines the SO2 line to check for continuity problems that might contribute to the DTC P0138 fault. Start again by turning the ignition switch to the lock position, 0, to disable all electronic systems. Then, utilize the HDS to jump the SCS line, effectively activating the self-diagnostic capabilities of the system. After this step, disconnect the ECM connector B, which has 49 pins, 49P, ensuring you have direct access to the wiring connections. At this point, check for continuity between the designated test points to assess the effectiveness of the SO2 wiring. Test condition is IG lock, 0, with the secondary HO2S sensor 2, 4P connector terminal number 1, jumped to body ground. Test point 1 is connected through ECM connector B, 49P, number 46 white wire, while test point 2 is connected to body ground. If there is continuity between these points, it confirms that the SO2 wire is intact, allowing the technician to move forward with the next steps. If not, an open circuit in the wiring must be repaired before further verification. The final repair verification process serves to ensure that all troubleshooting steps have been properly executed and that any repairs made effectively addressed the DTC P0138. Start by reconnecting all previously disconnected connectors to restore all circuits to their original state. Next, turn the ignition switch to the on position, once again, allowing the vehicle's systems to initialize. At this point, reset the engine control module, ECM, using the Honda Diagnostics System, HDS. This is crucial for clearing any residual error codes from memory, ensuring that future diagnostics can accurately reflect the vehicle's current condition. Following the ECM reset, perform the idle learn procedure according to the manufacturer's specifications to calibrate the engine settings. Then, start the engine and let it idle without load until the radiator fan comes on again. Finally, initiate a test drive under specific conditions, monitoring the OBD status for DTC P0138 on the HDS. If the status indicates passed, the troubleshooting is successfully complete, reaffirming that the initial error has been resolved. To prevent the DTC P0138 from recurring, maintenance strategies should be implemented that focus on the overall health of the vehicle's emissions control system. Regular inspection of the secondary heated oxygen sensor, HO2S connections, can help identify any wear or corrosion that could lead to electrical failures, affecting signal transmission. Conducting periodic updates to the engine control module ECM software is equally vital, as it may improve the functionality and accuracy of sensor readings. Additionally, maintaining the integrity of the entire exhaust system, including the catalytic converter and associated wiring, is essential to prevent physical damage or disconnection that could trigger error codes. Keeping consistent service records may also assist in identifying trends or recurring issues over time, which can be addressed proactively rather than reactively. Implementing these preventive measures not only contributes to better vehicle performance, but also aids in adhering to environmental standards. In conclusion, DTC P0138 highlights a significant issue regarding the secondary heated oxygen sensor and its circuits within Honda Civic models from 2011 to 2015. Proper monitoring of this sensor is critical for ensuring that the vehicle maintains effective emissions control and optimal fuel economy. We reviewed a structured troubleshooting approach that includes verifying problems, assessing possible failure areas, and conducting continuity checks in the wiring. Each step must be methodically followed to isolate the fault accurately, with preventive maintenance practices also encouraged to avoid future issues. By understanding the importance of the secondary HO2S and addressing any DTCs promptly, vehicle owners can maintain vehicle performance while upholding compliance with emission standards. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.